Welcome back to Full Throttle, and today I'm going to show you how to turn this $25 catch can from Amazon into a $200 catch can setup that competes with all the name brands out there. So let's take a look what we get in the boxes here. We come with our catch can. It's going to look just like this. And then it's going to come with these really cheap and gross baffling foam. So we're going to switch this out with some higher quality stuff. Also comes with the breather filter. We're not going to be using the breather filter. We're going to be using a double catch can setup with vacuum line pull. So it's the vacuum from the engine is going to be pulling the oil out of there. It also comes with this cheapy, basically just water hose line. And we're going to be getting some higher quality line. And just making it look better in the engine bay. Right? Now let's take a look at what's inside of the catch can. And after opening it, you can actually tell this is kind of a high quality build just for the main body of the catch can. And it does feel sturdy and nice to hold. So I'm pretty confident in the overall build quality of the main pieces, just not the secondary stuff like this. So that's really what you're going to look for if you're going to do a project like this. You're going to want a high quality can. Just change out most of this stuff. The fittings are fine, I think. And then this is where that filter that we're going to be changing out goes. And this is your dipstick right here. Overall, I think it'll work for our application. But next, we're going to move on to the most important part. And that's where you're going to place the catch can in your engine bay. Alright, so what you're going to do is try and find where you're going to put this catch can. Remember, with the setup I'm doing, one is going to come and replace from this to the intercooler. So there's going to be this running in between it. And it's also going to replace this coming from the PCV to the intake manifold. It's going to run through the catch can. So the best possible scenario is like what happened right here. After removing my cruise control, I had a hole right here that was open, and I just used a bolt that goes through there. We will have to hone out this bracket a little to get it to fit, but it'll just sit perfectly right there. And then with the second one, you can see I've already marked a little spot right there. That we're gonna have to drill and tap just to put it right here. So I recommend not drilling into your firewall as much as you can, but right here it's not really gonna matter if I put that one right there. It's just, I'm not even gonna plan to go all the way through, just to catch a couple threads and tighten it down. Also, this is not recommended, but I'm only gonna use the top bolt because it's gonna hang like there. But I believe if we just crank it down, it won't move, and gravity will be holding it like this anyways, so should be fine. And same with right here, it's gonna be just mounted on the top one, so should be good. But first we have to go to the store, get our supplies to make this $25 catch can into a $50 one, and make our $50 catch can setup into a $200 one. So let's go. Well, made it to Lowe's. I gotta get the tap. I walked all the way to the freaking front door and then forgot the tap in the car. So gotta do this all over again. Alright, just got out of Lowe's. This is the stuff I got. We're gonna be using this one, the 5mm 108. They didn't have the exact drill bit, so I went a little bit smaller. Hopefully this works out. If not, we'll just have to bore it out a little more than this, and hopefully this taps right. You never know when you're gonna need a set of taps, so just picked one up. Now we're gonna head over to O'Reilly's and get the filter, the check valve, and yep, that's it. Alright, so we're back now. Car's been cooling off. This is what we got here. We got a tap set with the 0.8, a drill bit that's the closest, a cool keychain, because O'Reilly's, I went there and then they didn't have what I wanted, so I bought that. Then this right here. This is a $30 check valve from Napa. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any better filters. So we're just going to run with this for a little bit. The housing that's in here should keep anything from falling off of this. But I definitely would not leave this in there, because it'll come apart and deteriorate, and yeah, you don't want that going into your intake manifold and then into the combustion chamber. So that's gonna work for now, but I'm gonna change it like immediately because I don't trust it. So together in materials, we have 60, around 65. Then we're gonna include the price of finding a new filter. It's gonna kind of look the same, but it's just gonna be held together more. And that's going to be like another $10. So right here, we just turned this $25 catch can into something right around $120. So still cheaper than the Name Brand Mishimoto and all those dual catch can setups, but just going to work just as good. What we have to do now is, in order to fit the bolt I have for this into that existing bolt hole, we have to drill this out a little so it fits that. So we're going to drill that out now and then go test fit the other catch can. Yep. Sorry, I didn't record much of it because it was kind of a pain, but our first catch can is in, looking good. Had to just bore that out a little, then just mounted it up. It was really hard to tighten these bolts back here because how close it is, but now we're going to move on to this hole right here. As you can tell, it's getting dark, so we're going to finish this today one way or another. Yeah, so we're going to have to take off this intercooler piping right here, or the intake pipe, to be able to drill that hole right there. Alright, it's the next day now. Sorry I didn't record that. It was such a pain for me to get these in since they're so close to the firewall. But they're both in, looking good. This one is a lot sturdier than this one, so I'm gonna fix that. Also, I mocked up the hoses, just made everything work, but now what we're gonna do is go get these hoses and replace them with actually good hoses, because these are like water hoses right here. They're terrible, but it seems to be working. It seems good. We just gotta go get the hoses and then we'll put them back in. So yeah, we'll see you then. Alright, we are back. As you can see, it's the next day. All the stores were closed when I finished, so I couldn't go get the right hoses. Threw those away. Freaking garden hoses. Then we replaced them with some really high quality vacuum lines. I also found new filters, and I was just using steel wool. So I turned that one-stage filter into a two-stage filter with the steel wool and then that other filter that was in there. And then got the Napa check valve. It's down in there, you can't really see it. And mounting, all that. So this really turned out to be maybe around like $45 a can. But it still works just as well as those $200 to $300 sets. So I definitely would recommend this, although mounting them was kind of a pain. That's just, if you're able to do it, definitely recommend this. It's pretty much the same process that it would be with the name brand ones, but cheaper and still the same quality. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. See you guys in the next one. Bye.